Coming up on the Charge on Air.
The Jaguars are in town. We take a look at the team's temporary relocation for next season.
Plus, lift off. We are updating you on the historic Artemis II mission.
Who doesn't want free items? How a UCF student created an app to show free things on campus.
In sports, UCF coaches are making headlines. The awards and promotions coaches are racking up.
The Charge on Air starts right now.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Charge on Air. I'm Shane Winston.
And I'm Diego Ortiz. Today is Friday, April 3rd, 2026.
The Artemis crew is on the way to the moon. Crews watched the SLS rocket successfully lift off after years of preparation. I have a look at what's next for the mission.
Booster ignition and liftoff.
For the first time in 50 years, humans are on the way to the moon. The historic Artemis II mission took off Wednesday, with millions around the world watching, including some right here at UCF. NASA says the launch was nearly flawless.
So after a brief 54-year intermission, NASA is back in the business of sending astronauts to the moon.
NASA continued to work as the Integrity crew performed a series of tests and took in the views.
It was an amazing ride uphill. The views, we've got 2 moon rises that we've had so far, and the views of planet Earth, we've circled it completely, and we forgot how beautiful it is to look down on Earth.
After NASA completed their orbital tests, the crew got the green light to start their 3-day journey to the moon.
And making sure that we're ready to commit the crew to a safe journey to the moon and back. And we demonstrated that over the last 24 hours.
The crew was slingshot around the moon on Monday, marking the farthest humans have ever traveled away from the Earth.
We'll call a success when they're in the water safely, and we'll start working on the next mission.
The Artemis crew is expected to splash down next Friday. Stay with the Charge for all breaking updates related to this mission.
NFL football is coming to Orlando in 2027. NFL voters voted unanimously to approve the Jacksonville Jaguars' temporary relocation to Orlando during an annual league meeting on Tuesday. The Jaguars will play most of their home games in Camping World Stadium, which is currently under renovation to be a serviceable NFL venue. The project will cost an estimated $400 million, according to the Associated Press. Renovations to Camping World are expected to be completed on time for the 2027 NFL season. Orlando plans to host in-state matchups featuring the Miami Dolphins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers during the Jaguars' relocation.
The restored UCF Pulse Memorial is now on display outside the Student Union. Charge on Air reporter Emily Gilbert explains what it took to get the new art installed.
3, 2, 1.
The new UCF Pulse mural was unveiled at a ribbon cutting on Tuesday. It was restored because the original wooden piece became damaged and posed a safety risk. The restoration project had funding challenges, but ultimately received private donations. One of the artists, Michael Pilato, says the mural represents the love of UCF.
I believe everything happens for a reason, and even that mural did deteriorate, and now with this new one, it's better, it's brighter.
The new mural is here at the north side of the Student Union, which is an area that gets a lot of foot traffic. The artwork is similar to the original, but there's some new details, such as the couple that has been reimagined as slightly older.
The new piece was installed on March 18th, the same day that the Pulse nightclub was demolished to make way for a permanent memorial, according to Pulse Orlando. Attendees found this timing significant, including Jay Ayuk, the Impact Event Director of UCF's Lavender Council.
Is very important and valuable simply because of the fact that it speaks to just how much that tragedy impacted us and our community.
The artists worked together with the men's families to create the mural and to ensure that they accurately captured their likeness.
That's the best part. She came the other day, and oh, my brother's eyebrows were so much thicker, and so it's so fun to work with her and repaint the eyebrows, and just see that spark in her eye, as it comes right.
In Orlando, Emily Gilbert, The Charge on Air.
June 12th will mark 10 years since the Pulse nightclub massacre.
While UCF students have the ability to use their student ID to register to vote, a new law known as the SAVE Act may change that. Charge on Air reporter Sabrina Hansen tells us what Governor Ron DeSantis' actions mean for college students.
ID. It does more than just show a less than desirable photo of you. It also unlocks doors. It can also be used for student discounts and even help you register to vote. At least it will until January of 2027. On April 2nd, 2026, Governor Ron DeSantis signed Florida's version of the SAVE Act, which will remove student ID as a valid form of identification when voting at the polls. Political science student Angelina Orengo is an organizing fellow for People's Power for Florida and explains how students can prepare for this law.
Is make sure you have your ID and your birth certificate, and if you did change your name since you were born, make sure that you look into getting a passport.
Other states can easily follow Florida's example.
Florida only passed this bill at the state level because there was a federal example on writing and language that they were able to copy and use to pass at the state level.
Student ID cards allow students to easily change their name to the preferred name of the student. Those who want to change their name before voting may see themselves at the ballot take a pause, including BFA musical theater major and transgender student Mickey Titus, who feels his voice is being suppressed, but he has no intention of stopping his vote.
But I want to be able to still practice my right to vote, especially in a time like this when there are more things trying to challenge my community and my voice. I want to be able to vote to stop things like that. And so it definitely makes me reconsider it, even though I know that it would make me happier in the long run.
In Orlando, Sabrina Hansen, The Charge on Air.
Permissible forms of identification include Florida's driver's license, passport, veterans' health cards, or any form of government-issued ID. Well, Shane, it's hot one part of the day, then in typical Florida fashion, I just get doused by rain.
Let's bring in student weather anchor John Warner. John, I noticed I was walking in this morning, a little bit of rain I was feeling. How are we looking for the rest of the day?
So luckily, guys, it looks like that drizzle has gone away completely. Let's have a look at the current conditions right now outside. It's very, very pleasant right now, 83 degrees. Like I said, that rain is gone for the day. 0% chance of rain. So if you're going to get outside, it's going to be a great day for that once the webcast is over, of course. Wind right now, slight breeze, 10 miles an hour, but that humidity, that's where it's really going to get you. So that's that Florida weather we know and love, that humidity. So while you're not going to get doused, I think you're good on that, Diego. There still might be that humidity in the air. So I'll have a look at the upcoming weekend forecast and what you're going to do on Easter Sunday right after this.
Coming up, why students say eating healthier is becoming more challenging.
Plus, how getting free things helps students in more ways than you may think.
When I first started here, I didn't know about pretty much anything on campus or anything around campus. And having the app really got me out of my dorm and started hanging out with people and getting to know people, and I joined a couple clubs because of it.
Find out what Buzz U is all about after the break.
Some people judge a book by its cover, and if you're not what people are looking for, you're kind of like a reject.
At school, it feels like everyone's staring at me and I'm just kind of not really a person.
Sometimes I can't believe that you could be proud of me if I'm not proud of myself.
It just was hard today. Nobody was listening to me.
Think of our best times together. Let's do more of that.
Try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome. Prediabetes does. One in 3 adults has prediabetes, and you could be one of them. There are usually no signs for prediabetes, so it's important to understand your risk. With early diagnosis, prediabetes can be reversed. and you can change the outcome. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test today. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org.
Eating healthy has never been more difficult and expensive, says a UCF student. Charge On Air reporter John Warner tells us more about the challenges students are facing when trying to eat healthy.
$3 for a single fruit.
Fern Linick is a senior political science pre-law major at UCF. She says she's noticed students having a harder time finding affordable, healthy food.
For example, Aldi, who's supposed to have like cheaper produce, but even there, it's so limited on selection.
Linick says the rising cost of seemingly everything has led to some tough decisions when it's time to buy food. She says she can either
spend $60 on the grocery shuttle, or I can spend, $5 on campus on one of the like cheap bowls, and it's like, I know I'm not getting the vitamins I need with this, but it's what I can get.
This is a #1 combo from Chick-fil-A, and while no one's confusing it for the healthiest meal in the world, students told me they love it because it's fast, it's convenient, and most importantly, it's about the same price as cooking a healthy meal at their house.
Megan Case is the assistant director at UCF Wellness and Health Promotion Services. She says that rising costs have led students to sacrifice quality for quantity.
You can't go to the grocery store as often because of gas and the cost of food. They're going to end up eating more shelf-stable, which is more preservatives, not as many nutrients.
Case says eating these foods can have negative consequences.
If you're not eating enough, you're not going to sleep well. Mood, retention, grade point average are all affected by those things.
Linick says she agrees.
You'll see your peers be like, oh, I'm really sick. And it's like, it's probably because of course there's other reasons, but it's like we're not getting sufficient nutrients.
At UCF, John Warner, The Charge on Air.
Students struggling with food insecurity are encouraged by Wellness and Health Promotion Services to stop by their office. The department also urges students to utilize benefits like SNAP in the night's food pantry.
A new app is turning free food and giveaways into a shared campus experience. Charge On Air reporter Nick Cohen provides the scoop on the app created by a UCF student.
And they're like, oh my gosh, can you
Oh, really?
do this? Yeah.
Okay, what's the app called?
It's called BuzzU.
Oh, is it this?
Yeah, right there.
Eric Buswell is a junior mechanical engineering student who's using his education to create an app that helps alert students when there are giveaways on campus.
I really wanted to start BuzzU because I saw there was a disconnect between the events going on campus and then the students being able to find them.
Eric went through a few prototypes of the app, like college freebies, before deciding on the name BuzzU.
I had to find some friends to help me with developing, but after 6 months we were able to get it on the App Store.
Lemonade and Gatorade are just two of the many free items that students can get at UCF. Freshman biomed major Chloe Noble says that it helped her get out of her dorm and explore the campus.
As a freshman, I think BuzzU is really helpful because when I first started here, I didn't know about pretty much anything on campus or anything around campus. And having the app really got me out of my dorm and started like hanging out with people and getting to know people, and I joined a couple clubs because of it. So I think that was really cool.
As a college student, I think I can relate to a lot of people where money can be tight sometimes. And so I've just found that when I got free things on campus, it saved me money, it saved me time, and it just kind of gave me peace of mind knowing that I can go to these events for free and not have to bring my wallet and stress about paying too much.
Senior biology major David Ramos shares his experience from the other side of the table.
I'm a part of 2 or 3 medical clubs, and we're always giving out free stuff. But people don't know about it because there's no way to promote it other than if you happen to walk past our booth that day. So I think BuzzU is a great option for if you want free stuff, if you want the opportunity to save some money, you'll know about it in advance and at the touch of a button pretty much.
In Orlando, Nick Cohen, The Charge on Air.
Of course, have a good one.
You can download BuzzU on the Apple App Store. The developers have plans to launch on the Google Play Store by the end of the month.
UCF Rosen students are getting an up-close look at an unexpected aspect of the hospitality industry. Charge On Air reporter Ben Huber shows us how students are learning more about the business of craft beer.
Inside a brewing lab, students are gaining hands-on experience working in a growing industry.
Students at the Rosen College of Hospitality aren't just learning to manage their own restaurants, they're learning the brewing process of beer from start to finish.
The class is called Seminar in Quality Brewing and Fine Beer. Chef Jonathan Judy teaches the class and says beverage knowledge is essential to students entering the industry.
Beverage specifically is something that's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and brewing and beer are concepts that they're going to be working with, but they have to understand beer because they're going to be selling it.
From malted grain to fermentation, the brewing process takes weeks and requires precision at every step. Students like junior Mika Shimada say the course offers a hands-on experience she wouldn't find in a typical classroom.
I am from Japan, and I'm an international student, so I never doing like this class, like kitchen, also like a wine tasting class room. We don't have in Japan, I guess.
Florida's craft beer industry has exploded over the past decade, with the number of breweries doubling, opening doors for students entering the field. While Chef Judy says the industry faces its fair share of challenges, locally it's allowed more people to tap in.
25, 30 years ago here in Central Florida, we did not have independent brewers in nearly every town. You have the ability to get involved, I think, much easier.
In Orlando, Ben Huber, The Charge, on air.
For more on UCF's craft brewing program, check out our full article on the Charge website.
Helping you make those perfect Easter plans.
Coming up after the break, we take a look at this weekend's forecast and what to expect for the week ahead.
Love is a lesson that doesn't end. It knows no conditions, so you better buckle in. Love keeps you on your toes. It never stops, only grows. Love isn't easy. It's a commitment, especially when they're being their most resistant. Love is being prepared for the journey ahead. Love doesn't let any concerns go unsaid. Love is finding the right seat so you can take a breath. But remember, love isn't lax. It always double checks. Check that your kids are in the right seat at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Love protects.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. How to safely build a fire. How to control the flames. What to do with hot coals. How to secure your chains.
There's no sparks.
But I can only teach wildfire prevention. Only you can prevent wildfires.
Severe weather is on the radar across the country. Let's check in with student meteorologist Derek Roth from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University for a look at the national forecast.
Thank you, guys. Currently, we're seeing some very split weather conditions across the United States today. Between Minneapolis and about Las Vegas, we're seeing significantly colder than average temperatures from a lot of cold air coming down from Canada. However, from about El Paso all the way up to the Boston area, we're seeing significantly warmer than average temperatures, about 15 to 20 degrees above average. All this coming from some very warm, moist air coming off the Gulf. This, along with the low pressure system over here, is driving the perfect conditions for some severe storms in the Iowa-Missouri area, with severe storms likely right on the border there. And as you travel farther south towards Oklahoma City, we're seeing some severe storms possible. While they may not be getting the worst of the storms, the Oklahoma area is still expected to get the worst of the flooding. So if you're in those areas, make sure you're keeping an eye on the forecast. And while we may not be seeing that rain in the near future, back over to UCF for our local weather.
Diego, despite some recent rain, we are still in a moderate drought.
For sure. Let's check in with student weather anchor John Warner. John, we're expecting some much needed rain.
That's right, guys, but luckily it's not going to come today. So right now it's shaping up to be one of those really pleasant Florida spring afternoons, minus the rain, of course. Let's have a look at some current temperatures around the state. 80 and 81 over on the coast, Palm Coast in Melbourne. On the Gulf side in Tampa, it's about 84 degrees. In Central Florida, downtown Orlando on campus, 83 degrees. Leesburg, Gainesville, 83, Winter Haven as well. So again, if you're gonna get out of the house, today is gonna be the day to do it. And I'll tell you why. Let's have a look at the upcoming 5-day forecast. So as you can see, Saturday, gonna be the last nice weather day we get pretty much for the rest of the week. High of 85, much like today. Small chance of rain, maybe a spot shower here and there, but Easter Sunday, that's when things start to take a turn for the worse. You see that increased chance of rain, 55% chance. It's gonna roll in right around 1 or 2 o'clock, so you're gonna wanna make sure you get back to the house in time. Then on Monday and Tuesday, you see temperatures start to drop, really high chance of rain on Tuesday, 95% chance. That's gonna roll right into Wednesday. So if you're going out of the house Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, you're definitely gonna wanna bring that umbrella. That's a look at the 5-day forecast. That's all for weather today, guys. Back to you at the desk.
UCF softball continues to dominate.
What head coach Cindy Ball Malone has to say about her future.
My priority right now is UCF, and excited to have our season extend as far as we can, and then another adventure awaits.
Find out more in the sports when we come back.
Jason, let's go see your room.
What do you think? We kept it a little spare, so you can decorate it how you like.
Dinner! Go?
Excellent. Soccer is fun. Yeah, I saw you guys out there. We're the family. Yeah! I thought you were on my team.
It is at UCF right now.
What's going on, Knights? I'm Nick Cohen. We had a busy week in UCF sports, so let's get right into it. Despite UCF's early exit from March Madness, a key member of the men's basketball program is being recognized off the court. UCF men's basketball head coach Johnny Dawkins was named the 2026 Jim Fallon Award, National Award on Thursday, the first time a UCF men's basketball head coach has won the award. The award was presented annually to the nation's top head coach in Division I basketball, according to CollegeInsider.com. Coach Dawkins led the Knights to a program-best 9-9 record in Big 12 play, along with a second straight 20-win season, just their third year in the conference. The head coach of the UCF softball team is taking a promotion to the pros. Cindy Ball Malone was named the head coach of the AUSL Utah Talons. The good news for the Knights, Coach Malone is staying with UCF as the Talons season coincides with the college softball offseason. Malone says she's grateful for the opportunity.
Yeah, my priority right now is UCF, and excited to have our season extend as far as we can, and then another adventure awaits.
The Talon season starts on June 9th. Coming off its impressive sweep in Houston, the UCF softball team carried that momentum straight into Thursday's game against Utah. The Knights started strong with 3 runs in the first inning and doubled down in the second. Aubrey Evans up to bat and doubles the lead with this 3-run homer. If you like home runs, that wasn't the only one this inning. Kendall Yarnell with a 2-run shot to total 7 for the inning. The Utes unable to put together any offense, and UCF gets the run rule win 17-0.
Coming back from, maybe having a little bit of a rough start or rough patch, but we've all just really been putting in the work, and I'm so proud of us.
The Knights take on the Utes in Game 2 tonight at 6 p.m. The UCF softball team is back on the field as spring practice officially gets underway in Orlando. The UCF spring football is officially underway, and even in year 2 under head coach Scott Frost, the Knights are starting from the ground up as they shift back into football mode. It's only the first few of 15 spring practices, but early storylines are already emerging, including the presence of transfer quarterback and projected starter Alonzo Barnett on the practice field. After a season where UCF missed chances to take a step forward in the win column, Frost is making it clear that this spring will be about rebuilding the fundamentals and making sure this team is ready to compete.
We have a lot better leaders on the team that have been through what we're going to ask them to go through, that are able to show other guys the ropes. So there's a lot of things different, and we're really going to focus on fundamentals and details this spring, not open up playbooks on either side too much, and just make sure we're good at the second.
Spring football resumes next Tuesday and runs through early May, when the media is expected to hear again from head coach Scott Frost on the latest developments from camp. That's all in UCF Sports. Let's take it back to Shannon Diego.
That's all the time we have today. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week on thechargenews.com.
Thanks for watching, and have a great day, Knights.